Hello, today I'm starting a new series on Mars through the houses. Now, Mars obviously it's a very, very strong planet. It's so I'm going to give you the indications for it, and then we go on to do Mars through the houses. So obviously, Mars rules Tuesdays. Direction is south. It's friendly with Sun, Jupiter, and Moon. And also works quite well with K2 as well, and it rules Aries and co-rules Scorpio with K2. So they're both quite sharp planets, and it's kind of neutral with Saturn, whereas Saturn is unfriendly enemy to it. But it just kind of needs the energy of Saturn in order to be stable. So it's also, for that very reason, it's exalted in Capricorn at 28 degrees. It's neutral also with Venus, and enmical with Mercury. Mercury and Mars just do not get on at all. So this is how it goes. And also with Rahu as well, it just kind of, this is a planet of impulsiveness. With Rahu, it can be a little bit too impulsive. So that's how it goes. It's actually debilitated in Cancer, even though it's a friendly sign. It's very odd because Moon and Mars are kind of friendly towards each other. In some texts it says that they're neutral towards each other, but they actually, both of them are debilitated in each other's house. So Moon is debilitated in Scorpio and Mars debilitated in Cancer. It rules red color, red coral, and it's basically rules anything to do with energy. So let's look at some of the indications of Mars. Mars rules siblings, and it's a karaka for siblings. Not elder siblings, but younger siblings. And it's obviously a masculine planet, and also rules land and property too. In terms of the body, it rules things like blood, muscles, bone marrow, and fevers. So here we go. The energy, it's all about energy, this planet. Energy, courage, sports, action and motivation, drive, determination, strive, domination, courage, bravery, passion, desire, sexual energy, sports, disputes, militant, impulsiveness, fiery, blood, heat, triggers. So blood runs to your head sometimes, like you see red or something. These are all Mars. Anything that triggers you: aggression, harshness, arguments, discord, fights, competitiveness, attraction. I don't know, some of them I might actually be repeating, hopefully not. Anger, accidents, logic, sexiness, land, property, activity, heat, fires, volcanoes, fast, speed, anything sharp, like razors, knives, pokers, even things like fiery things like barbecue are ruled by this planet. Metals too, and ambitions, physical strength, temper, sex, force. It's attraction for men and women. So whether if you are like female or male, gay or straight, it's still attraction. Explosions, fireworks, force, crisis, emergencies. It's the fixer, it's the go-getter, the warrior within us, and it's also the protector. And so a lot of things are ruled by Mars. Obviously Mars rules, because it rules obviously Aries and Scorpio are places that its own sign, so it's comfortable there. It's debilitated, obviously, as we said, in Cancer. It's friendly with Moon, but debilitated in his Sun, which is very strange, but it's very, very good. Works really well in Leo. It works really well also in signs to do with Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Excellent houses, signs for it, because it's friendly with it. Having said that, if Jupiter is actually aspecting or in conjunction with Mars, it will be better than being in its signs, just because it kind of really grounds Mars, makes the energy much more put into better use, if you like. And there are certain jobs that you could actually never do without Mars. Mars is just that energy that gets things, motivation to get going. So when somebody has got like debilitated Mars, they could be passive aggressive, so they hold on to the emotions, because fourth house is emotions, and when it comes out as an explosion. So this is how it works. And Mars works differently in different signs as well. So Mars in, as Gemini says, when you have Mars in Aries, you just go for it. You're the warrior. You just go in, and if somebody is annoying to you, just punch them, literally. But Mars that is with in Scorpio will be backstabbing you. So this is how the energy is different. They're less likely to tell you that you're annoying them. They're more likely to do it in a secret way. So according to Sage Gemini, it's just so interesting. And Mars, obviously, with Saturn is grounded, and they both kind of together help the infrastructure of the world, if you like, because they without the Sun, without Saturn and Mars putting the energy together, you just can't have roads, you can't have buildings, bridges, all that kind of thing. This is an earthy planet, like in Capricorn particularly. These sort of people can be excellent architects, excellent builders, infrastructure, that kind of thing. It just puts form into everything. And it also obviously rules all the emergency services too, like all the military, police, fire brigades, ambulance, emergency services, all that kind of thing, and also security, secret service as well. Make great engineers, to do with civil engineers if it's with Saturn, computer engineers if it's with Mercury and Mercury signs, or even actually Rahu does that too. They make great lawyers, particularly if 6 houses. You will not be able to fight these people. They are just so strong. It rules criminals, robbers and gangsters if it's in poor condition as well. So this is where you can see where Rahu and has got something to do with it. Things can just go slightly wrong, in 8th house, things like that, 12th house stuff. So this is, and also we said that it rules any form of surgery and any kind of business that rules any sharp tools as well. So metal work, it also rules metals generally anyway, and mining, things like that, together with Saturn. So it's very important planet in terms of things happening. And there's an impulsiveness about any house that Mars sits in with us, and any house that it aspects as well. And it has got special aspects, so it aspects 4th house from it, 7th house from it, and 8th house from it. So there we go. This is how Mars works. So now I'm going to do everything to do with the signs, the houses that it's in. Just wanted to also say to you that it's obviously anything competitive. It rules all sports, particularly competitive sports. So this is where it's if you have it and you're quite sporty, depending on your Venus, you recover from it, because Venus is rejuvenation from sport or anything else. Mars has got directional strength in the 10th house, the same as the Sun. So this is an Upachaya house. Mars actually does pretty well in all Upachaya houses, particularly 3rd, 6th and 10th. 10th is where it gets directional strength, so it's logical, works really well. It's focused on getting the job done, putting the right energy in. In the 6th and the sixth house, which is another house that does really well. So this will be my second position that I like to see Mars. So this will be where Mars is able to deal with any form of enemies, discord, obstacles. It can fix things. It can. It's just logical, in order to get you up in the morning, get you sorted, get you to work, service, and do things for other people. Amazing. And mostly, if this is like you got really strong Mars in the sixth house, you could become fantastic surgeon, fantastic doctor, fantastic emergency service, police chief, lawyer, things like that. Will be amazing. And also, obviously, third house too. Although third house, all of those, 10th house is Upachaya, sixth house is Upachaya. Third house can give you some problems to begin with, because also Mars is the Karaka or significator of the third house. So whenever the Karaka is in the house, it's going to give you some problems. But with time, you just know exactly what to do. But it can give that impulsive kind of speech. It can give you you could sort of get yourself into a little bit of deep waters with your siblings, friends, and at work with your colleagues and things. But it does get better with time. You kind of figure out the reason why you got these issues with your siblings, and also because of that, it's because it's land or something like that. That could be this discord. So if there is money left property left for you and your siblings, there could be this kind of issues there. So these kind of things is just nice to know. But definitely 10th and 6th house are really good for Mars. Thank you. Mars in the 4th house. So Mars is in an angle now. Obviously, it's a strong placement normally, but this is a planet that gets directional strength or focus and performs really well when it's shining at work, 10th house, and it's now at home, getting in the way of everybody else, the mother in their household. So it will be like a soldier or a police officer, but working in the kitchen, working, doing housework. So not exactly where Mars wants to be, because Mars is all about energy, and now it feels as though it's feeling a bit emotional, it's a house of emotions. So this obviously shows you a little bit about the nature of your mother. So the mother will be kind of domineering, controlling, sporty, competitive, could be angry, or the home environment, not necessarily mother, maybe just the home environment is angry. Could be quite a lot of shouting going on, and the mother is willful, family home life is willful. So there's some issues going on there in early childhood, early family education kind of thing, and early primary year schooling can be quite difficult for the person, where they feel as though they haven't had the necessary nurture and nourishment from their mum, and they haven't really had they don't feel emotionally secure, emotionally stable. Home environment has been, so they feel as though they're walking on eggshells. So this person could just be a little bit insecure about life, emotionally insecure, unable to connect with people on that deeper level, always seeking safety and feeling, security. And also this is all about health as well, healthy heart, because it's wherever 4th house is where we are happy. So when you've got a debilitated planet in the 4th house, it just means that this can be a little bit difficult, particularly for early years where we are a little bit, we need guidance. But it could also be that the mother was really suffering during that time, when she was pregnant, perhaps she was going through tough times. The home environment was making her feel insecure too. And from there, obviously, now you have a weak planet aspect in the 10th house. Although Mars' aspect on the 10th house is normally pretty good, but nonetheless, though, it is also a planet that's feeling weak and not working at its top level, is aspect in the 10th house. Luckily, from age 28, this gets better, when Mars actually finds his feet. And this is like Saturn return as well, coming up pretty soon after that. So as it heads towards 32, 36, gets better and better and better, because that is like 10th house is natural. 10th house is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn gives the stability to Mars that's much needed in a sense. So yeah, so it could be quite difficult in those senses. So now the Mars's fourth aspect will be on the 7th house. It'll be also the 7th aspect will be on the 10th house, and the 8th aspect will be on the 11th house. So this Mars is going to be a debilitated planet. Is going to be aspecting those houses. Obviously, it's not going to be debilitated, say if you're for Taurus ascendant, Mars being in the 4th house, which will be Leo. It's not debilitated because this doesn't get debilitated there, but it's still 4th house, so it feels like that. And so I just wanted to mention that as well. And also, whether or not this is your 3rd house or not, but if Mars is in Cancer, there still will be this issue too. And this is one of the classic Kuja dosha issues as well, because it's in the 4th house of family home, so there could be discord there, and also aspect 7th house. So it's we need to talk about these things. So just like could just kind of make you feel quite out of sync with life in that sense. So let's have a look at this, because this is a very strange situation. Mars and Moon are friendly planets, but they actually they are debilitated in each other's houses. So Moon debilitated in Mars's Scorpio. This is where emotions are tangled up, and people are holding them back, not letting go, causing issues. Mars is just like not very good in this one, because it's just like natural house of the mother. So and it's supposed to be protecting. So this could be very there could definitely be an angry issue, and I think Mars in the 4th house suffers mainly from passive aggressiveness. So they can't really tell people how they're making them feel in that sense. So they have to learn to just really get brave, because Mars, when it's debilitated, this kind of loses all these action oriented, they could just be a little bit lost, really, a little bit lost in emotions. So yeah, so they need to take those things in, bear those things in mind. So as I said, things get better with time, and they just literally got to just work on that, because what will happen will be also, because this natural 8th house ruler in the 4th house, changes, research, working on themselves, self-help will really elevate that Mars too. So from their 4th house is obviously the house that they want to protect their relationship and everything else, but it could actually become quite domineering, controlling. They want things to be like their own way in order to be able to cope, because it's like a coping mechanism. And so they just like need to Mars is a planet that likes to be independent, so they need to honor that with their partner as well, or partner business relationships. And so this also, when Mars is in the 4th house, it could just be that the person is constantly moving home. It's just like, it's like having Mars in Cancer, and Cancer is overseas. So they could also be moving. The whole family can be moving abroad. And so yeah, and all those upheavals can create issues. So let's have a look at things that can happen. So obviously it's going to affect early education. So they're going to have that, and that also the lack of nurture and everything else, because the mother could have suffered some sort of thing during the early once the baby is born. Something can happen that, or during the pregnancy, there could be like discord between them and the partner, your father. So those are the things to consider. And the environment at home can be a little bit angry. Short fuse, like situations going on at home. But it does definitely get better with time. And actually, when you have got like debilitated planets in your D1, it really helps you to kind of really conquer it. That's for sure. So let's have a look at the ascendants. Aries ascendant, Mars will be in the fourth house, obviously a debilitated sign. This will be a mother who can be, your mother could have like health issues, or there could be some changes in her circumstances. She could also have like emotional breakdown at some point, and maybe an accident that creates like a surgery or something. So that can be, and the accident can actually be at home. And remember that it's also aspecting from there, is aspecting your 7th house, 10th and 11th house. For Taurus ascendant, Mars will be the 7th and 12th house ruler in Leo 4th house. So this will be like you and your partner could gain a home or live your partner abroad and then set up home there. For Gemini ascendant, 4th house is Virgo, and having Mars there, Mars is 6th house ruler in the 4th house. So there could be discord with mother or at home, and it could just be that the mother is not particularly, she might have some acute issues, health issues, and also gaining a home could create debts for you. For Cancer ascendant, Yoga Karaka planet is Mars, ruling 5th and 10th house. When it's in the 4th house, this is now a Mars that's also creates Raj Yogas. It's protecting 10th house, so that's pretty good. And remember the eighth aspect of Mars will be on your 11th house, which is Taurus. So bear that in mind. That can be some changes in that environment. So that's it's pretty good. This is a nice setup for you. For Leo ascendant, 4th house is Scorpio, and Mars rules Scorpio, so it's nice and strong at home. So mother is probably very willful. There's something secretive about mother, that being natural 8th house of the zodiac. So mother could have had an accident too, or had some surgery. So also Mars rules 9th house. It's just something, both mum and dad, that just the family thing, could be some secret family stuff going on there. In the 10th house, aspect in the 10th house in Taurus, it could be like you have a family business that you look after together. And this will be like 9th house ruler in the 10th house, creating nice Raj Yoga. So it's pretty good. And for Libra ascendant, 4th house is Capricorn. Mars there will be exalted, so it'll be 7th and 2nd house ruler in the 4th house, exalted. So this will be somebody who gains money through property, could be an architect, because also 7th house is house of jobs. So once you get married, money comes in, home, and you could have multiple homes and gain loads of money and have quite big houses, because obviously the nature of Capricorn, and your job could be also, because it's 10th natural sign of the zodiac, loads of money earned from design, be a quantity surveyor, something like that, so builder, etc. And then for Scorpio ascendant, 4th house will be Aquarius. And so for Scorpio ascendant, obviously Mars being the 4th house there in Aquarius, and Mars also rules the 6th house, 6th and 4th house ruler in the 6th house. So you could be working on homes, you could be a decorator, and you could be quite inimical with your mum as well. There could be some issues there, but also, it makes you happy to spend time with your friends, because also 11th house Aquarius is natural sign of friends. For Sagittarius ascendant, Mars being the 4th house, Mars is in the 12th house of natural zodiac, Pisces. So it makes them happy to be traveling, going to exotic places, ashrams, taking themselves back, retracting, that kind of thing, being quite private. And Mars for them rules 5th house, so this is a nice Raj Yoga. and also Mars rules 12th house. So they like to spend their money on their children and family happiness, doing things together, going abroad together, that sort of stuff, and also education of the children. So for Capricorn Ascendant, 4th house is the more Draconian sign for Mars. Mars will be nice and strong there. Also rules 11th house, so gaining a home, and they could definitely like earn money and big gains from property. And their mum could be also somebody that they is in the same business or gain a home from their mum. And for Aquarius Ascendant, 4th house is Taurus. Mars in Taurus will be 3rd house ruler, and 10th house ruler in the 4th house. So definitely the job could be to do with work, and they could also be moving quite often as well because of their job, because of selling houses, and they keep seeing nicer homes or nicer cars or something. So they could also be a car dealer because the 4th house is Venus sign as well. So, and for Pisces, we have 4th house being Gemini. So mum will be really, really chatty, makes her happy to be chatty, and you quite like chatting to your mum too. They probably start friendly and they could get into like having a little argument together and then making up again. And just nature of this third house natural zodiac. So also Mars for you rules 2nd and 9th house, so you rules nice houses. So it's like a trinal house in the 4th house. It's really nice. Done yoga and Raj yoga too. So all in all, it's pretty good. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.